Hello everyone. In this video, we discuss the report, a comprehensive report on the skill gap analysis. So let's start it. So our first topic in a skill gap analysis is abstract. This report presents a comprehensive analysis of the skill gap challenges facing modern organization and workforce development initiative. The study examined the growing disparity between the employer requirement and the employee competency across multiple industry sectors, utilizing both quantitative survey and qualitative case study methodological. Our research synthesizes findings from the contemporary literature on human capital development, organizational learning theory, and labor market dynamics. Through analysis of data from the manufacturing, technology, and healthcare sector, we identify critical skill deficiency in the digital literacy, analytical thinking, can adaptive leadership capabilities, and key finding reveals that 67% of organizations report significant skill gap impacting productivity, while strategic training intervention demonstrate measurable improvement in the workforce readiness. The report concludes with evidence-based recommendation on pricing skill gaps through the targeted development program, educational partnership, and continuous learning framework. Um, Literature review defining skills gap section 2. The the concept of a skill gap has evolved significantly. It's emerging in workforce development literature during the 1960s. Early definition focused primarily on the technical competencies required on the manufacturing roles. Vickers Women's Capital Theory 1964 established foundational frameworks for the understanding how skill deficiencies impact organization productivity and economic growth. Throughout the 90s and 1999, researchers explained the definition of encompasses cognitive ability, interpersonal skill, and adaptive capability essential for the knowledge-based economy. Contemporary scholarship distinguishes between the skills gap, technical preferences, and soft skills gap, communications, leadership, critical thinking. The World Economic Forum research highlights how technological disruption accelerate skill obsolescence and creating dynamic gaps that require continuous assessment. This theoretical foundation informs your analytical framework for the examine organizational case studies. The topic food is a key theory and models in a skill gap analysis. Human capital theory. The human capital theory pioneered by the Baker 1964 and discussed in the 1961 posits the investment in education and training enhance worker productivity and economics output. This foundational framework suggests the skill gap represent the underinvestment in the human capital development. This theory emphasizes that individual and organization must consciously invest in skills acquisition to the maintain competitive advantage in an evolving labor market. And contemporary frameworks, competency-based framework including McDonald's 1973 competency model and subsequent development by the Models 1982 and provide structured approaches to identifying and measuring skills requirement. These frameworks distinguish between the threshold competency and differencing, enabling organizations to the systematically assess workers and capability against a strategic objective and identify critical skills mismatch. And industry research and perspectives. Recent industry research reveals significant disparities between the workforce capability and employer expectation across multiple sectors. The World Economic Forum, the Future of the Job Report 2023, it identifies the 40% of the work skill to be disrupted within the 5 years, and the analytical thinking creates problem solving emerging as the most sought after the competence methodology. Global Institute and Competitive Study found of the 80% of the companies worldwide report experiences a skills gap anticipating with the next few years. Sector specific analysis paints detailed pictures of the all of the things in the technology workforce. In the decade, 93% of the employer reports a skill gap affecting the operation, particularly cybersecurity, accounting, and data analytics. The manufacturing sectors faces similar pressure. The Deloitte's skills gap projecting 2.1 million unfitted manufactured job by 2030 due to the technical skills shortage. Healthcare presents unique challenge with the associations of the American Medical College forecasting a physical shortage of 1,24,000 by the 2024, compounded by the nursing and allied health professional difficulties. Employer survivability finding from the Lincoln's Global Talent Trend reports indicate 59% of the hiring managers struggle to the find candidate with appropriate technical skill, while 89% cite soft skill deficiency as an equality problematic. The Society for Human Resource Management's annual survey corroborate this finding, nothing that communication, critical thinking, and leadership capabilities remain persistently difficult to source in the labor market. And my topic number 6 is research methodology. Data collection. The study employed a mixed method approach combining quantitative survey and the qualitative interview. Primarily, data was collected from the 150 organizations across manufacturing, technology, and healthcare sector. Employee competency assessment and the HR record were analyzed alongside the structured interview with the department manager to the identify skills deficiencies. Analytical framework. The analytical framework utilizes competency mapping and matrices to the compare current workforce and the capability against industry benchmark and future skills requirement. Gap analysis was conducted using weight scoring models with skill categorized into technical, soft, and digital competency. Statistical analysis identify significant correlation between skills gap and organization performance metrics. And the case selection is a case study we are selected on the organization size, industry sector, and geographical diversity. Selection criteria include company with a document skill development program and measurable outcome. Three primary cases were chosen, the representing small, medium, and large enterprises, each demonstrating distinct approaches to skill gap identification and remediation strategies. And my topic seventh may become on the in this case study examine digital skill deficiency with a mid-sized technology frame employing 850 professionals. The analyzer revealed the significant gap in the cloud computing compared with the 61 IT staffs lacking the advanced AWS or Azure certification data analytics capabilities. So 50% of the proficiency shortfall and while cybersecurity expertise demonstrate a critical 72% gap against industry benchmark. The methodology employ competencies, the mapping against role requirement, utilizing both self-assessment, survive, and managers evaluation across 12 technical department. Case study 1 technology sector. Data interpretations reveal that the emerging technology skill present the large gaps. Machine learning proficiency stood by the only 23% of the required level, while DevOps capability reached 41%. The visualization demonstrated skill distribution across department, highlighting that software development teams show a strong baseline competition 58% compared to the infrastructure teams, and 30% of the these finding and informed targeted upskilling program prioritizing cloud architect and I fundamentals. And my topic next topic is कि हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे the healthcare sector present a complaining case study of the skill gap analysis with acute shortage of the both clinical and technical competencies. A total workforce assignment with across 150 healthcare organizations revealed that 73% of the facility report critical gaps with a nursing skill, while 68% identifies deficiency in the health informatics and the digital health technology. The aging workforce compounded the challenge. The 30% of the registered nurses and exported the retire with the next decade. Technical skills required have the evolved dramatically and with electronics, health and record management and telehealth, the computations become the essentials. ठीक है? Data analysis from the Bureau of the Labor Statistics Project and around of the 11 nurses by the 2030, the organizations implementing targeted upskilling programs are 45% improvement in the competency is crossed within the 18 months. The interpretation suggests that the strategic invention in the continuous professional development combined the technology enabled training platform significantly reduces the skills gap and improve patients' outcome across healthcare settings. And case study third manufacturing sectors. The manufacturing industry present a compelling case study for the automations driven skill gap. Global ITEX and manufacturing a mid-size automotive parts produced with a 2,500 employees underwent significant digital transformation between 2020 and 23. Pre-automation workforce analysis revealed 68% of the employee possess traditional matching skill, while only 12% has the competences in the robotic programming or digital system management. Following with the implementation of the Industry 4.1 technology, the company experienced 34% reduction in a manual assembly position, but cleared 156 new roles requiring advanced technical and case study 3 manufacturing sectors. Employment employment trend data reveals significant shift positions requiring digital literacy increased by the 47, while traditional manufacturing roles declined by the 28%. The skill gap index measuring the disparity between the required and the available competences peak at 0.72 in a year two, declining to the 0.41 followed target and upscaling initiative worker who completed reskilling programs saw 89% retention rates compared to the 52% for the days without training interventions. And cross case comparative analysis. Our cross-case analysis reveals the several consistent patterns across the technology, healthcare, and manufacturing sector. Digital literacy emerged as a universal skills gap, affecting 78% of the organization regarding in industry, communication, and collaboration skills. Ranked second with the 65% of case identifying have the problem of the deficiency in a remote teamwork. Divergent pattern also emerged with a cross-sector technological company prioritize advanced technical skills like AI, ML expertise, and cloud architects. Growing needs to the automation literacy and a data-driven decision-making skills. Cross-sector trend analysis have the three overarching themes and the acceleration of the digital transformation equipment, the post 2022, and the increasing importance of the adaptive learning capability and the widening gap between the education output and the workplace demand. Organization with a structure upskilling programs were 40% faster gaps, closer rates than the relying other on the external leavings. And comparative matrices reveal that a proactive skills gap assessment correlated strongly with the organization resiliences. Company conducted quality assessment with a demonstrated 52% higher employee retention and 35% improved productivity score. The synthesis of the finding indicates that successful skills gap remediations require integration approaches and combining formal training, mentorship program, and experimental learning opportunity. Organization achieving the greatest improvement adopted competence and framework aligned with the strategic business objectives. And, uh, and key finding from the data analytics. Finding one, uh, findings one is what is this? Technical skills gap were most pronounced in the digital literacy and data analytics capability across all the three cases study. 60% of employee demonstrate proficiency levels are below organization requirement in the emerging technology, with the manufacturing sector showing the largest disparity between the current and required competency. Soft skill deficiency, particularly in the leadership and communication, correlated by the reduced team performance metrics. Organized investing targeted soft skill development program so 34% improvement in the cross-functional collaboration and 28% increase project completion within the 12 months. Finding the gap between the employee self-assessment and the manager evolution, the revealed significant perception despite in 78% of case employee overstating the propensity of an average of the 1.5 competencies level, highlighting the critical need of the objective assessment, the framework, and the regular feedback mechanism in the skill gap analysis. Implication and strategic responses. The findings from our skills gap analysis carry profound implication for policymakers, educational institutions, and organizational leaders. At the policy level, government must reconsider workforce development and the framework to address acceleration pace for the technology changes traditional approach to the labor market intervention focus primarily on the unemployment benefit and the basic retention are insufficient of the system transformation underway. Education system face perhaps the most significant channel, the disconnect between academic curricula to industry requirement and the wideness considerably university as a vocational institute must embrace contemporary and based education that have the adaptability and over statics knowledge equation. Partnership between education institution and industry stakeholder have been effective in a country like Germany and Singapore. For our organization, the application extend beyond recruitment and strategy. Company must be fundamentally reimagine their approach to the talent development, moving on the episode training intervention to continuous learning ecosystem. The data clearly indicate the organization invest a robust upskilling program, experience 25% 4% higher employee retention and 80% greater productivity gains. Strategic response must be the multifaceted and coordinated across sectors. Public-private partnerships offering promises framework for the addressing the skills capital scale tax initiative and for the corporate training investment portable credentials recognized across industry and module micro certification program represent actionary policy tools. An organization should conduct the regular skills audit, establish internal talent management marketplace, and create career pathway and the initiative continuous development. And the conclusion key takeaways of the report analysis conclusion of this skill gap analysis is essential for the organization competitive in a rapidly evolving market. Our researchers confirmed that the company implementing systematic skills and achieve 40% better workforce alignment. The technology sector faces the most acute gap, particularly in AI, data science, cybersecurity. Proactive identification and targeted intervention yield measurable improvement in the productivity, employee retention, study limitation. This analysis focus primarily on the technology healthcare sector, limiting generalization on other industries. Self-reported skills may introduce bias and rapidly change into the nature of the required competency. Meanings find the required continuous validation. Future research should incorporate longitudinal study and extend levels. Technological reason and organizational size recommendation. Organizations should establish continuous skill and monitoring system integrated with the performance manager and investment is a upskilling program, particularly emerging technology is a critical. Educational institution must strengthen industry partnership, align curricula with the workforce demand, and government should initiative lifelong learning initiative and support re-skilling program for the displaced worker and ensure sustainable economics growth. So thank you so much. Presented by Nandini Kumari, BMS second year, Delhi University School of Learning. How you feel this type of course and how is feel कि this type of course you look like and please tell me in the comment कैसा लगा आपको ये presentation.